Okay, hello, this is Paltas Error Instruments, and yeah, hello. I have a small thing talking about how the Candy Cloud work. This is the Candy Cloud. It's designed for children and for adults to find happy accidents. How does it work? This is what it's about. The Candy Cloud is an experimental synthesizer with patch points that you see here in colors, and you have here an effect processor, a delay. You can use this delay also external, so you can put a small guitar in there or something of Korg and play with it, and it has influence. The synthesizer automatically stop if you put it in. This is the synthesizer output, so you can also put this one in a different effect and have something. This is a wet and dry of the effect and no effect. Yes, these are the switches. So every potential meter has a switch, and they have a different influence depends on the mode. The red switch here, that's this one. That's only to make a connection between other things, and you can use this for your playability really nice. I'm gonna show a little bit demonstration. So if this is like the stripe, that means very simple. These are the outputs and these are the inputs. So you always make a bridge from here to here, like that, like we do now. And then you can patch more to different points to make different sounds and modulation. The masters, these two, are deciding which kind of function it has. So which kind of thing you go into. Then you go to drone, or you go to plum, or you go to frequency modulation, or a random, you know, a sequencer. So it's very simple to find spots. It looks difficult, but it's actually really not. So you can dive in deeper in here how it works, but you can also just keep it like, okay, this is the input, this is the output, and I just patch from there till I have a lot of happy accidents, and that's good enough for me. This is the playability that makes it really nice also for children and for myself, to be honest. I'm gonna find some sweet spots about droney and glitchy and finding some noises. I have a knob here to turn the volume off, so sometimes I will tell something about it. Okay, here we go. It's now in plum mode, and I can find a lot of spots in plum mode. So if I make a patch from the master to something here, it's deciding what's going on. So if I go to drone or to something else, sequence, just listen, I put it there. So for example, if I go from master and I choose sequence mode, then it goes make a kind of bass line or loop like toot, 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 toot. I can change this with the knobs. And every step I can change here the sound level to make a tune. So if I have this patch, then I go to the other parts to manipulate these sounds. So now you can see I use 3 cables to make this kind of patch. So this is changing the sound and this is making more chords in one time. Now I can change in this mode also the speed. Really slow. Add a little bit more delay. Changing more the speed. And this is only one mode, and there are of course a lot of modes and options. So there are actually every mode, it's over here. So there are 6 modes, but there's also a mode if you touch nothing. That is what you hear now. And then you hit something and then it goes. So what if you want to have, for example, sometimes a mode? Then you go to the switch here in the middle. First you look for the master for some spot that you like. Okay, this sound, if I want to have this under this knob, I put it on the switch, and then I go from the switch back to what we just did, like here. And now this function that I do with the patch cable is under the switch. So we still hear the basics. That makes it really usable. Also, if you push it, that means that goes the function to the frequency modulation. You can play with the knobs. Now every function is under the knob. So if I change this in a different function, this for example, now I put the plum under the switch and I just go to the basic that you hear the regular patch, and then I push the knob and then you hear the plum. You hear it just like one sound, but it's officially like 2 different things going on. can go to a different, if I'm in this, I can still go on with patching to change the sound also. I will show this. Crazy droney experimental stuff, I love it. Now I go from here to here, like the master to the chords, and I can play 4 different chords. Like kind of droney. If I hold it, then I can make some bouncing balls or some rhythms. Now it's really slow. Now I can change the knobs to make different notes between the sequence that it does. Between that I can make more patches to change the sound more. Okay, that's about, let's say, the engine. The basics is the most important, and that's that you know that the outputs and inputs, and just make a bridge, finding a lot of happy accidents, and there are a lot of things in there actually. I'm gonna show only one thing for the effect processor, because there's an effect processor externally, and you can use this with other devices. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put something in there. This toy piano, just that you see how it works. There's a switch in there. If I push a jack in there, it will stop. And now the synthesizer part is disconnected, and only the effect work. I put it in here, and now I can use this externally. This effect processor is not really a traditional normal delay. It can go really crazy. It can go deep in feedback, and yeah, we're kind of famous for this kind of delay because the PT delay, that chip that we hacked a lot, and we have some crunchy experience with it. You hear there's a mix between distortion and delay a little bit. If you want it. For ambient, you can make it really clean also. Okay, this is just what I want to show because it can really useful as an effect processor. That's what I also do in my setup sometimes, from the mixer back to in here, and it can be really nice effect. Thank you for watching. This is about a Candy Cloud, what actually looks complex, but it's just remember input, output, and finding sweet spots. If you want to go deeper in that, it's possible, but it's not that it need to be, and that's the things that I like. At the end, it's toys and instruments and something that we must trigger with our creativity with. I want to thank you for watching, and this is going to be released on Superboot next week, and of course it's going to be available in the shop as a pre-order, and it's going to be shipped around 1 of June. Yeah, so that's in 1 week or 2 weeks, something like this. Yes. Questions, let me know, and have a very good weekend. Bye bye.